So there's a lot of different things I could go into. One thing that Brent didn't touch on that I will is on social media. And social media includes Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, blogging, if you do any blogging. And those are all things that I happen to be doing for myself, for my business, and for clients, in doing it more and more. I'm assimilating it in everything I do. So it's just not a question of whether I'm going to get a YouTube channel for a client. I do it. And then I tell them, here's your channel. We may or may not even put video on it, but it's important to have these things. So at the very least, as time goes on, you decide you want to start implementing it, you have it, you have the ideal name or phrase. It's also important to think in terms of not what you do, but what does your target audience do now, and what is your coming target audience, those who are 5, 10, 20 years down the line. Who are they, how old are they now, and what are they doing now? So by the time it comes that they can afford your landscaping services or interior design or buying a house, you're already there and you're established and you've figured out the bugs and how to do this. And so it's kind of what Gretzky in hockey, he knew where the puck was going to be, not where it was now. And that's where you always want to be looking ahead, so that what you're doing now comes under the radar in a way where all the growing pains, so that by the time you get more of an audience, you're less prone to embarrass yourself. So I, for instance, have a Facebook fan page. I'm not sure if any of you are fans of any. First of all, who here is already on Facebook in some way, even if you don't do anything with it, okay? I encourage you all to get on Facebook just so you can understand what people are talking about at the very least. And then from there you might join in the discussion a little bit. And also discipline the time that you devote to it so that you don't get totally overwhelmed by it. I have 120-something fans of Inside Edge PR. Of that number, I am sure at least 90% aren't even sure that they're a fan. They just click the thing one time and they've done nothing with it since. My goal as their, as the company is to provide content on a regular basis that will engage them if and when they come to my fan page, okay? So that when they go there, they don't go, oh, nothing's gone on. This is just kind of a shell. He hasn't figured it out yet. So, it's to engage people, it's to initiate dialogue and conversation.
Give me a specific instance, because Brent said that every 2 days they change their YouTube channel, which is, to me, labor intensive.
It's great discipline, and it's.
But what's the normal time?
Right. Yesterday, for instance, 15 days earlier, I invited 62 people to become fans.
Okay.
At the time, I had 99 fans, and I have a spreadsheet where I said, okay, I had 99 fans now, and I listed who I invited. So I remember who I'm inviting. And then 23 joined. So 23 joined, 39 did not so far. So I am not going to re-invite the 39 for a long time, maybe ever. We'll see. And yesterday I said, I'm going to I invited 11 people yesterday, new people. And my goal is to do at least 5 or 10 invitations every couple of days, so that I'm not putting all my eggs into just a couple of days a month. It's a more regular, ongoing thing. So that took maybe 10 minutes to decide who out of my 400 people that are in my Facebook, actually it's Facebook friends, who of these people am I going to invite. I don't invite everyone. I don't invite everyone right away. If someone just became a friend of mine, I'm not going to invite them right away. I don't want them to get the feeling like they're my friend only so they become a fan of Inside Edge PR. That's really not the goal. But even if it was, I would not want that to come across. I want it to be this more gradual, just like you don't kiss on the first date, maybe, right, in the old days. So that's just an example in terms of that. I have today's tip of the Inside Edge, is what I call it. And I've got a 10 to 20 word quick tip related to communications, PR, some element of engaging your audience and telling your story.
So your tip changes every day?
Every day. Well, 5 days a week. Maybe 4 if I forget one day. So I'm trying to so that's been about 3 or 4 weeks I've been doing that. I post videos on there, videos that I've done for clients that I put on YouTube. I also put it directly onto my Facebook page. There's a button there, it says videos, upload video, you follow the steps. You can upload a video right there. So I've got some videos in 3 different spots, on my blog, on my Facebook fan page, and on my client's YouTube channel. And so for each one I might retweak the writing a little bit, and on each of them you want to provide links to the other sites.
So Brent, that's what you have. You have your own company website, you have your YouTube channel, and they all link to each other.
Yeah, actually, we're adding the link to our website for our YouTube channel because you have to have what's called a video embedding, which is a special adaptation to the website, which we're working on right now. That's going to go, I don't know, I'd look at the schedule what month, but I go out every morning and I take this camera with me because I have to check on the jobs and just see how they're going. So I'll go to the guys before they don't hear me coming in. So I turn on the camera and I see this is what it's like to walk into our project every single day. That's our message. This place is clean, it's quiet, it's not disrupting the client. And then I walk back in the office and I hand it to Danielle, and you just plug it into the computer, and in 10 minutes the videos are loaded and sent to the people who need them. So it's not really labor intensive. It's something we do every day. It just takes another minute and 30 seconds of video.
Yeah, really, it's like right now I'm not spending any extra time by holding this up.
Right.
Later on I'll spend a few minutes to upload it.
Yeah.
So technology is so enabling a lot of these things, and there's so much valuable information and visuals, and the key thing is visuals. You talked about the graphic design, Brent, and the consistency of your message and the color. That's so huge. And so, you know, logo work and branding. The T-shirt I'll be wearing for this census thing today has this on it. So if you don't have a logo, if you don't have consistent imagery with what you're doing, it's really time to get it.
One of the things that I learned about very young age in advertising, I don't have an advertising background, but there's something called the rule of 6. You need 6 impressions before someone's going to pick up the phone and call you. So some of these things are very passive. So this thing, or an ad in the paper, which I don't think is, an ad in the paper doesn't give you a big return. But if they saw your name, does anybody know who Mary DeSoma Foot Doctor is?
Uh-huh.
Yes, because she's in the local papers every single week. She gets very little business from that, but she's in the paper every.
You should invite her to be nice.
I did. This is her bathroom we're YouTubing. But it's consistency. So our truck is an impression, our storefront is an impression, a business card can be an impression.
Your shirt that you wear.
Uniform. Every time they mention your name, even if it's to their husband or that they haven't booked us, is one of those opportunities.
Media story.